Good morning and welcome back to Flashback Friday here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to be taking a look at Renegade Legion Circus Imperium. Now, this is the third boxed game installment in the Renegade Legion universe, but it's a little bit different. And while I knew of its existence, I have not played it before. But I did manage to actually get my hands on a copy that is basically brand new. It was opened, but that's a separate issue. I would have opened it anyways because I'm a disaster. But today I wanted to just go through, take a look at it, and just show you the kind of contents that you would actually get in Circus Imperium. Now, before we get started, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I do try to put out a new video or a few videos each week covering all sorts of tabletop content, whether it's board games, card games, miniatures, or anything in between. But with that said, Circus Imperium is a game about chariot racing in the 69th century. Basically, the Terran overlord government, they, because it's based on ancient Rome, there are Colosseums and races, that kind of stuff. And so basically it's gladiator chariot races with alien monsters is really all I know about it. But let's go in. We'll take a look at the box, what the contents come with, and then we're also going. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of the stuff on Board Game Geek just so we can see some of the other pictures of stuff that's been assembled, things like that. So, with that said, let's switch over to our top-down. All right, so this is the box. Obviously, you can see your little grav chariots, the monsters. We've got a guy down here who looks like he's fallen off of his chariot, and the monster's like, "Hey, snack!" So, needless to say, it's kind of goofy. Now, Board Game Geek describes this as a tongue-in-cheek chariot racing game, loosely based on Renegade Legion. Your goal is to complete 3 circuits around the track and live. So, all right, so on the back, oh, okay, cool. They actually have this here. So, I like this. Everything pictured is included. Incredible amounts of assembly required. So yes, they do give you all of the pieces that you actually have to cut out, and they are not punched. So you literally have to like razor blade these out or something. But yeah, it's kind of nuts. It does say 2 to 12 players, and then you can see what kind of things. So you've got wrecks and chariots and drivers and monsters. I do like how they gave everything a Latin name. It's like we have gladiators, Crunchy Morsilius, Rex Endus Inevitabilis, chariots Boxius Lunchius, beasts Carnivorous Amazingus. So again, they're clearly going for a serious experience here. Anyways, so all right, let's open this up. I will also point out real quick, the art, I mean, that is just pure 1988 FASA. I mean, that's just fantastic. All right. All right, so we've got our D10 because everything in Renegade Legion is based on D10. And then we've got our rulebook. Now, the rulebook, this I was actually a little disappointed. I did peek at the game when I got it in the mail. It's almost like it was photocopied. I mean, probably not, but I mean, it's the same weight paper for the cover as the rest of the book. So nice to know that it's still, in good condition. I like this. Easy to put together skybox design. I've seen the instructions. I don't think so. So obviously, table of contents, introduction. Spectacular crashes and meteoric spills are all part of the hazards of grav chariot racing. But having a team of beasts take a bite out of your delicate posterior is something that they never warned you about at charioteer school. What with fool gladiators jumping you and knocking you over the head, your chariot turning into a tangled wreck as it bounces off the wall, and the crowd cheering every catastrophe, you wonder why you didn't become a mambo teacher like your mother wanted. But the thrill of victory and the agony of the feat of your first and only dance students have driven you to become a charioteer in Circus Imperium. Circus Imperium is a game for 2 to 8 players. Interesting, the back of the box said 2 to 12. Who have a dubious sense of humor. Players steer their grav chariots around a high-speed track in a race for the coveted laurels of victory, along with many other fine prizes. The basic rules present all the information required to play the game. The optional rules allow players to add more diverse elements to the game. So, there we go. Alright, so obviously, list of contents. We already went through some of the Latin-based names. Dreaded Frenzy, Woas Nelly. I guess I should zoom in. Alright, so just listing out the contents. The record sheet for the chariot. Again, playing off kind of the Renegade Legion damage grid. Again, still just some of that great 80s FASA art. Movement rules. Anytime I've had this brought up, everybody says that it's a fantastic game. Again, just for fun. Very much tongue-in-cheek. These are your driver beasts. But still, everything that I've ever heard is that it's just fun. So there's that. Looks like there's an option for a figure 8 track. In addition to driving in a circle. At least I thought. It was also in a circle. So then here's the instructions for assembling the center structure. So basically cut all of the pieces out, cut slots, put everything together. I am not going to do that with the originals. I don't care. I will be making photocopies. So, and there you have a larger version of the record sheet. All right, now this is interesting. It's a printed color sheet. It's very, very thin. Feels sort of like magazine paper from the era. But you've got these different banners. These little, I'm assuming these are like lion statues. So I'm not entirely sure what these are all for. I think it's partly just to decorate the arena. There's no like glue or anything on this side. But it's, again, all of this just screams 1988 FASA. All of it. All right, we then have the cornering cards. Now I'm going to be very careful because I don't want these to pop out. They are still unpunched. But basically it's, I'm going to assume you draw a random card when you go around the corner. So sliding out a lane, hold the corner, may move in one lane. Wondering if these are any different or if each one is the same.
That's what I was talking about. So this is... Yeah, this is exactly the same. Okay, so those are cornering cards, and it looks like we have whipping cards, because you gotta make the beast move. So so whipping the beast may cause damage, or may make you move faster.
Oof.
Yeah, definitely going to make copies of these as well. For personal use. Alright, these are the same. Alright, so it looks like you get 3 of each. 3 whipping cards and 3 cornering cards. All of them identical. Alright, so then they did give you the map for the arena. You do need to use both of them. Obviously, they are quite large spaces, but as you can see, it doesn't even fit within the camera. And it's essentially 8.5 by 11 pieces. Alright, so this is a small track. It is... Alright, I'm going to show you on the other one. So this is going to be the larger track that needs both maps. Okay. So this one is only printed. So you have one double-sided map that has a small track, and then you have one single-sided map that has the extra half of the large track. So they've got some design, obviously, you know, it's supposed to represent the outer edge of the Colosseum, but it's flat. Alright, so then these are the parts for the buildings. So as you can tell, it's paper craft, it's monochrome, so it's just black printing on kind of a tan color. Single-sided, but there are slits to cut and put the tabs in. So, like I said, I will probably find a very, very good printer and copy these instead of cutting these up, or maybe I'll 3D print something. That might work too. All right. We've got like a little head thing that goes on the wall. So again, you have 3 copies of each of these sheets. Pillars. Again, 3 copies. And walls. Again, 3 copies. Now, I do kind of wonder if I ended up with some extra pieces, because I don't know exactly, like, it doesn't give a specific part list. Alright, now this I am going to more or less leave in place, and we're just going to look at it like this, because some of these have come loose, like you can see here. So, but basically it's the different chariots. So we've got let me zoom in. All right, so in this corner we've got some dead beasts. We've got some beasts that have come loose from the chariots. We have beasts that are still attached to their chariots. Beast markers. These look like walls. Drivers who've been tossed from their chariot. Different alien creatures. Or probably alien gladiators. And then we've got our human gladiators. More wrecked chariots. More dragged drivers. More beasts. So, okay, so it looks like there's 2 of each color beast in here. Got some little stands. I'm guessing, yeah, it's for the gladiators. They've got little slots on the bottom. But that is it. There is also a... I got it. Okay. Underneath this, there is a FASA order sheet so that you could actually contact them and order more fantastic Renegade Legion game products. So that is Circus Imperium. Like I said, I managed to get this in such a good condition, and so I absolutely had to get it. Partly to be able to show off on the channel, but also to complete it. But whoa, I am curious as to how much of it I am now going to recreate instead of just using the actual game content. But to me, it is fun to be able to look at these old games, especially when they would put something out where the rest of the games in the series are much more serious, much more tactical and strategic. And this one, it's like, hey, we're going to have some fun. So just prepare to be weird. And I really, really like it when companies do that. So that is Renegade Legion Circus Imperium. Have you played it? Let us know down in the comments. Is there anything I should be aware of? Anything that stands out to you? Did you play the game? Let me know. I want to hear more about this. But with that said, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, there will be links down below to our social media, Facebook, Twitter, if you want to get notified when we post videos there. We also have a link to Drive Through RPG, where we do get a little bit of kickback if you purchase your role-playing products through them. But other than that, thank you so much, and we will talk to you next time.